What's up everybody and welcome to the Pro Gaming channel. Today we're going to be covering the We Play Dota 2 upper bracket playoffs that have been happening since Monday, May 6th up to yesterday, Thursday the 9th. So if you've already caught some of the matches, you can look at the description box below and click around and go to the matches or series that you want to see. And we're going to start with Liquid and Fnatic. This is a really entertaining series, and in game 1, it was Hani getting things started in the middle lane. So, with the help of No Tail on the Chen, Hani grabs the first blood of the game in the mid lane against Storm Spirit. And like I said, it was all Hani this game. He lands a massive RP and turns a 3-man gank into a 3-man triple kill, dude. Stat lines on this game. GPM leader was Era on Anti-Fun with 457 GPM and 95 last hits. Kill leaders were Era as well, who went 6-0, and Hani finishing off the game with a cool 9-1 in a quick 20-minute match that was dominated by Fnatic. Game 2 was another quick one, but this time it was the Americans coming through as Team Liquid be steamrolling. It was the odd roaming Slark strategy that really paid off for Team Liquid as we run through Korok's kills. He just simply dominated the map. And grab a pencil and take some notes, my dude. Slark doesn't need to be farmed to be an effective hero, at least in Korok's hands. So your stat lines for this game. TC on the Lifestealer leads the GPM charts with 463 GPM and 82 last hits. Korok followed that up by going 8-1 with 416 GPM. By the 17-minute mark, Team Liquid had a 7,500 gold lead and the game was over in another quickie. So game 3 was a 49-minute epic match. It was all Team Liquid early, and at the 16-minute mark, Korok hitting a 3-man Dream Coil to get it started. Then at 22:50, MSS snags RP and throws it down to take out 4 players from Team Fnatic, and then they followed it up with a Roshan. Liquid had a 20k gold advantage at this point, but Fnatic isn't done yet. Arrow proceeds to pick up a Divine Rapier and hides himself at the 35-minute mark so he can snag some kills. Stat line for this game, son. As you see, Korok juked the RP. The GPM leader was TC with 622 GPM and almost 400 last hits. The kill leader was Korok on the puck, going 10-5. But it just ended up being way too much MSS, the MVP stand-in, as he steals the RP once again to bring down Era's Rapier and help his team seal the dub. So it's going to be the Americans Liquid winning the best of 3 series and moving on to take the winner of Navi versus EG on. Our next series that we're going to look at is Mousesports versus Kaipi. This one had 2 quick games, so let's take a look at game 1. So this series was basically all black. On the Lifestealer, taking over the game from the start, he picks up the first blood at the 2-minute mark, and then he just starts snowballing. Things to note with this game, Kaipi picked up a Razor and a Visage. 2 really interesting picks that didn't pan out for them. Eternal Envy seems like he's experimenting a little bit with new heroes to find the right mesh for Kaipi, or maybe he just don't care. Black domed him all game though with 581 GPM and 111 last hits. The kill leader was also Black, going 8-0. You know, once you go black, you never go back. So game 2 was a little bit more boring. It was just Black again on the Lone Druid, getting a GG armlet to pull off the W by pushing a bunch of towers. And instead of showing you a bunch of tower kills, I'm just going to tell you now. So now let's take a look at Navi versus EG to see who's going to take on Liquid in round 2 of play. So EG and Bambo uses the nasty Treant Trap to prevent Nyx from escaping and picking up the first blood. That's some professional play right there, son. Fast forward to the 30-minute mark, and Demon on Juggernaut really starts to go ham at this point, picking up the easiest triple kill of his life using them GG slashes by pressing R. The game was back and forth throughout, but the gold advantage for Team EG at the 32-minute mark was a bit over 5 grand due to having a strong push with Prophet and Enigma. The stat line? Bambo on Prophet rocking 532 GPM and 202 last hits. Demon on Jug led the kill chart by a landslide, going 15 kills and 2 deaths. And in Game 2 between Navi and EG, we get to see the good old-fashioned OP Wisp and Sven combo, with Fear on dat Sven and Jo on dat Wisp. All game long it was Jo porting around Fear. They really didn't seem like they could get enough of each other. The constant ganks kept Alchemist and the rest of Navi from farming up core items, and EG had a 5k gold lead at the 20-minute mark. The stat line for the game? Fear on Sven had 556 GPM and 169 last hits. Kill leader goes to Demon on Magnus, who went 7 kills and no deaths. So we have EG and Liquid, the two North American teams, facing off in round 2. So now let's take a look at Alliance and Dignitas to see who's going to take on Mousesports in the best of 3 round 2 series. So game 1 was actually a bit of a snoozer. It was Snake King on the Templar Assassin running around the map just dominating Alliance, and it was Dignitas taking game 1. So with that being said, let's start with game 2. This was another short game and very teamfight oriented. And it's going to be Loda here in the opening clip on the Juggernaut, picking up a double kill and giving Alliance an early advantage. Check out this R press. Ooh, that's nasty. Then over at the 14-minute mark, another team fight went down with Loda and S4 doing work, picking up their kill streaks. Your stat line for the game? It's going to be S4 on the TA with 76 last hits and 604 GPM, leading the GPM charts. S4 also led the kill board going 10-2 with Loda right behind on the Jug, going 9-1. At the end of the game, Alliance had a 7,500 gold lead. And for our final round 1 game, it started with Loda on the Phantom Assassin, picking up the first blood on Universe, and that's a nasty troll lockdown from Aki on the Chen. Loda had a massive game on the PA, which I'm sure makes a lot of players wonder about the potential of this hero, but at the 19-minute mark, S4 says, "Nuh-uh, mid is closed for construction, brah," and he picks up a triple kill on Quap, and all of Dignitas gets destroyed. Over at the 28-minute mark, Alliance has a 5k gold lead at this point, and they are in control of the game. Phantom Assassin just straight up going ham with the Satanic, Manta, Phase Boots, and she's gonna go for a Rapier. Critting for around 1k, it's gonna be some quality right clicks coming out from the Loda, as you'll see. Yeah, that's a rampage, brah. Might as well rename this game to Loda 2. He had a 238 creep kill game, 723 GPM, yeah, that's 723 GPM, and 17 kills and 1 death. Loda leading the way on that PA. Game over after that. So that wraps up our round 1 play. So we have Mousesports facing off against Alliance in round 2, and EG going up against Liquid. Let's start with EG and Liquid and see who's going to move on to round 3. Game 1, however, between EG and Liquid was a low-kill game with not too many highlights. As soon as Jo on the Weaver picked up his Desolator, the game promptly ended, and EG stole Game 1. In Game 2, it's the Slark pick again coming out from Team Liquid, and him and Rubik team up in the bottom lane to capture the first blood. Korok goes on a dominating streak and picks up a double kill at the 11-minute and 15-second mark. And maybe they have introduced a good counter to OP Rider, as his abilities can debuff him from Sticky Napalm, and Korok did a nice job 1v1ing him in the bottom lane. But Liquid, after that, tries their best to throw the game by getting way too aggressive in the top lane, trying to break ground, and it ends up in Bambo on OP Rider, getting a triple kill. It didn't matter though, because Demon is going to follow it up with a Magnus, Blink, and a Whiff on an RP, leading to a Team EG wipe. And check out the way Bulba separates the team fight with his cogs. He is nasty on that clockwork, and a way too fed TC cleans up the rest of EG, and the game is over.
I can't bear to be...
Game 3, winner moves on, loser goes to the losers bracket. So EG picks up a strong push team rocking Rubik, Beastmaster, Chen, Batrider, and Dro Ranger? So what do? They pushed towers and got a 10-minute Roshan. That led to 10 minutes of not a lot of action, but then Roshan attempt number 2 where Korok blinks in on TA and tries to swipe the Aegis. An awesome Hand of God from Beatus on Chen leads to Team Liquid getting destroyed. EG push mid with a 7,500 gold lead after that, and then they go straight for the throne. So yeah, I'd say the Dro Cheese push strategy worked out pretty well. Demon made up for his RP whiff by going 3-0 on Beastmaster, and Jo on Dro Ranger finished out with 549 gold per minute. So it's going to be EG moving on into round 3 of play, awaiting the winner of Alliance and Mousesports. So let's jump into Alliance and Mousesports Game 1 of the Best of 3 series. So action starts around the 13-minute mark, and a nice play by Fada on the puck with double damage to open up the game with a bang. Picking off Magnus and Shadow Demon getting aggressive, but I'm not sure whose play is better here. His or Aki on the Chen, about to come through here, locking him down with the Centaurs and the Troll Warlords. Just nasty. Alliance starts pulling away after that with superior farm as they have a 5k gold lead at the 23-minute mark. Admiral Bulldog picks up the triple kill here, working uphill. Admiral Bulldog on that lone druid led the game this way, and why you would give him that hero, I have no idea. He's so good on it, and he leads the way going 10-1 with 203 last hits and 649 GPM. It doesn't help that Black on Gyrocopter went 0-7 this game and couldn't do anything the whole game. An easy win for Alliance in the end. And game 2, well, unless you love seeing Loda on Anti-Fun blink around the map for 42 minutes and farm 409 last hits for 761 GPM, this game wasn't all that fun to watch, but it was Alliance snagging the win in game 2 and moving on. So it's going to be Team EG and Team Alliance battling it out for a spot in the finals. There's still lower bracket play going on, and the winner of that will also get a spot in the championship play. As far as when the tournament's going to end, that's going to happen on Sunday, and on Monday we'll have a new highlight video covering all the action going on in Dota 2 over the weekend. Let us know how often you'd like to see these highlight videos. Right now we're thinking every Monday and every Friday, but let us know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Hats. Until next time, peace out.